All right, fifth grade, today you are going to start making your Prezi, but there's a couple things you have to do before you can actually start. So if you start on your My Big Campus homepage, if you're in the schoolwork section, just go and click the home button and it will take you to your activity page or your home page. Okay? Come down on the left hand side and click fifth grade tech skills. Then go over to the resources page, select resources, and this time you're looking for the Prezi resource. If you click on the Prezi link, it will take you to this page and you'll click on Visit Website. Why don't you pause the video here and do that step. And when you get to this point, when your screen looks like this, go ahead and push play on the video again. Okay, so you are on the Prezi website. The first thing you have to do is actually create an account. Okay, so you can either click here, sign up now, or you can come up here to the top and click sign up here. I'm going to click it right here. So you click sign up. Okay, we want the free version, the one that costs $0 a month. So I'm going to come right here where it says sign up and click sign up. Okay, so you'll type your first and last name, and then you'll type in your email. Your email is going to be your username plus the number 20 at knoxr1.us. So if it were me, mine would be jorton20 at knoxr1.us. Okay, then your password, to make it easy for you to remember, let's make it the same thing that you log into your computer as. Okay, and then it's asking you to re-enter your password to make sure you typed it just right. Okay, then you'll have to select the I agree to the terms of use. So select that button and click sign up. And you now have a Prezi account. Okay, so you want to remember that email and that password that you put in. If you need to write it down, you can grab a piece of scratch paper and a pencil off my desk and write it down and keep it with you. Why don't you pause the video here, go create your Prezi account. When your Prezi account is created, then you can come back and push play. Okay, so your Prezi account is created and you are seeing this page here, right? It says you have 0 Prezis. That's because you haven't created any yet. So come down here to this big blue button that says New Prezi and select New Prezi. Remember, it's the internet, so sometimes it might be kind of slow. I'm just waiting patiently because it's loading. All right, and now is the point where you get to choose what you want your Prezi to look like, I should say. There's lots and lots of different choices that you can choose from. I want you to choose one that has at least a place for each of your notes. So it should have, if I open up my notes page, all right, if I open up my notes page, I should have my title for what career choice I want to be. I should have a space for what my person does, what the work environment is like, how I get into that career, how much that person makes each year, what the job outlook is, and are there any similar jobs in that field. So I really want one that has 6 spaces. So if I'm looking at this journey one here, I see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that doesn't really help me. If I look at this one, most of them are going to have 5. If you see one you really like, you can add an additional one to it later. I see that the Planet Earth one it looks like it has 6. the deer one, it looks like it has 6. I am going to go ahead and choose, I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to select the To Infinity and Beyond. So when you choose one, you just click it and then click Choose. Why don't you pause the video and go choose your design now. All right, so you've chosen your design and your screen now looks somewhat like this, okay? I can read the how to start, or I can click Start Editing. All right, and so this is what your Prezi screen looks like. You can see your slides kind of like PowerPoint along the left-hand side, and you can see what your whole Prezi looks like right here. Okay, this is your work area over here. This is where you'll actually do your typing. You have some tools up here. I can add more frames. Remember, if these circles are my frames, that's what I actually do my typing in. Remember, if you have less than 6, you're going to have to add a frame later. And you might not get that far today, and I can help you do that when I come back next week. You can add images, which I will help you do next week. You can add shapes. You can add videos. Prezi lets you import PowerPoints, which we're not going to do because we haven't created a PowerPoint. And it also lets you search your library, which you haven't put anything in your personal object library. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click here where it says click to add text. This would be like my title. So I'm going to type in what it is that I want to be. So I'm going to type teacher. How about I'm going to come up with something a little more creative. How about I want to be a teacher. Okay. And down here would be like your subtitle. So I'm just going to click and add how do you become a teacher? All right. Now you notice you have some different options here. I can change the style of my writing. I can change the size. I can make it smaller. I can make it larger. I can change the color here. Okay. I can also make bullets. I can also center it. Okay. If I need to, this button here helps me drag out to make my box larger. I can also drag it out here to make it larger. All right. When I'm done typing, I'm just going to click off of that box. And you'll notice that I can click it and drag it and move it around. So I'm going to move it right up here by my title. All right. Now I'm actually ready to start typing in my information. Why don't you pause the video here, go ahead and type in your title, type your subtitle, and when you're ready to actually start typing in your answers to those questions on your notes page, push play on the video again. All right, so you're ready to start typing in your notes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here with the first circle. If I click on the circle, if I double click on the circle, it will zoom in so that I can see the text in the circle. Of course, I haven't typed anything yet, so it's asking me to click and add text. All right, this is where you are going to open your notes page. Now remember, I'm using my laptop, so mine looks a little bit different than yours. You're going to have to go to your H drive and open it up. Okay, here's my career notes. All right, the first thing I'm going to have to think of is a heading for this first bubble. This first bubble should go with, what does a person in my career choice do? I like that heading, and you can use that if you want. If you want to put it in your own words, you can do that. So I might say, what does a teacher do? I've forgotten that it's a title, so I do need to be sure to capitalize the beginning of each word in my title. So I'm going to go back and capitalize those first letters. All right, so there's my title. Now I'm ready to type in my answer to that title. So I would go back to my notes page and I would look at the answer that I typed in for that note. So I'm going to come back to my Prezi. I'm going to click, and I'm just going to type what I found out. I'm going to type, a teacher works in a school to educate children. They teach subjects such as science. Oops, I noticed I misspelled it. Math, reading, and writing. Okay? Now you'll notice that my typing went a little bit over my circle. This is where this tool will come in handy. I'm going to grab it and scooch it in, and it will actually make it fit right inside of my shape. Okay? Now I'm ready for my second shape. So I can see it right over here. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to, if I double click on it, sorry, it's going to zoom me right there. Now you might notice this little toolbar here. If you click the drop down arrow, you can actually change the shape of your frame. Alright? I can make it so that there's no frame. I really like the circle, so I'm going to keep it as a circle, and I'm going to click done. Alright? Oop, it zoomed me back to my first one, so all I have to do is double click on the second one, and it'll take me right there. Now I'm ready to type my second title. I'm going to go to my career notes, and question number 2 says, what is the work environment like? So I'm going to double click, and I'm going to type that title. What is the work environment like? Ooh. Okay, now you notice it's over the top of my circle, so what I can do is grab this little hand and move it down closer to the middle of my circle so that it fits. I'm going to move it up here a little bit so that it fits inside, because I know that what I have written for my notes will not take up this whole space. Another feature that you might like, you can give it a little creative touch, is if you come over here to the side squares, you'll notice that now I have a little circle. If I click the circle and drag my mouse, I can actually give my words a little tilt. I kind of like that. It makes it look not so plain and boring. It gives it a little fun aspect. Okay? So then I'm going to click here, and I'm going to type in my answer to that question. And I'm going to continue through all of my shapes. Okay? Today, this is the only thing I want you to accomplish, is getting all of your information typed in. You've done a lot. You've created a Prezi account. You have chosen a template. You have titled it. You have typed in all of your information. When I come back next week, I will show you how to put in images, and I will show you how to change a few different things on your Prezi to make it more personalized to you. Okay? Alright, so the first thing I want to do before I close out is come up here to this little button that says, it doesn't say save, but it has a little picture of a disk, and I'm going to click save. And I want to make sure that I save my Prezi before I close out. So once you've got all your information typed in, you've saved your Prezi, you can come up here, click the X, and you can close your second Prezi tab, click that X, and you should be back on My Big Campus. Okay? Once you're back on My Big Campus, you have free time. You may enjoy the rest of your class period.